So in some of my videos I've had people ask me about various different mods and things I've done to the bike. So I thought I'd just do a full video showing every single mod that I've got on the bike, starting from front to back. I'll leave links in the description where possible, but some of these mods are quite old, so they might not even exist anymore. So I'll start off at the front and work backwards. First mod is this chrome accent on the front mudguard. I can't tell you anything about it because I bought this bike used, and when I bought it, it was already on there. But it feels like it bolts into the fender. I guess you would have to drill a couple of holes and it bolts through that way. Finish is pretty good as long as you polish it every now and then. I think it complements the bike. It's quite nice. Don't know if you would call it a mod, but Bridgestone Exceedra Max, really good tyres. Moving over here, we've got EBC sintered pads and a stainless steel braided brake line. This combo of mods, the pads and the brake line, transform the braking performance of this bike. Considering you've only got a drum brake at the rear and single disc, single pot caliper at the front, I feel like it's almost essential to upgrade the brakes. The stock brakes are just barely adequate, I would say, and this really takes the sponginess out of the brake feel, and you can really kind of like fine tune exactly how much brake pressure you want. Makes a massive difference. The only downside, if you can call it a downside, I would say, is because this brake line and the brakes take out all the sponginess in the brake feel. As a result, you can really tell when the brake fluid has got old and needs changing. I felt like the brakes were getting quite spongy on my bike, and it had been about 3 years I think, since I'd last done a brake fluid change. So I did the brake fluid and it's really like made them feel even better. So yeah, you just need to stay on top of your brake fluid changes if you're going to run this setup if you want optimal performance. Well worth doing, just amazing. As we move up, we've got the Memphis Shades lower wind deflectors. These remove all buffeting from your helmet if you run a screen like I do. Without these deflectors, the wind shoots up under the screen and really rattles your head around in the wind. So these were an epic mod, especially if you like to do long rides. I'll try and get a link for this, but I'm pretty sure I bought the brackets separate and then bought this separately. They had to be imported from America. And there's a particular model number you need to get or it won't work, but yeah, I'll do my best to try and find that and add it to the description. Haven't moved an inch since I installed them. They just kind of bolt on there, nice and easy. Headlight, just a standard LED daytime running light and an Osram night breaker. Screen, you've already seen, as the Puig Custom 2. I wouldn't say it's the best made screen, but it's very good in how you can adjust it, and it's not too tall. It's more of a kind of sporty looking screen, I would say. I just didn't want like a massive fairing, like a batwing fairing. I really think it spoils the look of the bike. This is more subtle, and just takes that wind blast off your torso when you're doing like 70 or anything over 60 really is where this really makes a difference. So yeah, pretty decent. Just have to see how it holds up. What else have we got? Kuryakin knockoff handlebar grips. You can get the proper Kuryakin ones, which I think are like 150 quid or something. These look identical, but they were from eBay or Amazon, I can't remember, for about 30 quid. The chrome has held up really nicely, which I'm quite surprised about, to be honest. I fitted these years ago. Only bit of wear is on the rubber here, but it's minor. Next to that is just a little plastic throttle lock. This is brilliant. Essential again for long rides, so you just pull that back and push that down, which I'm struggling to do with one hand. For some reason it's easier with gloves on. So you twist that and there you go, that's locked in. And then when you want to turn off the throttle lock, just go like that and it's back in position. I had to put a bit of felt tape around here to make it grip properly. That's it. Mirrors are standard. eBay phone mount, this is quite a new addition, but it's great because it's waterproof. It has like a seal around it here, a magnet to stop the phone vibrating, and a little cover there so you can run a cable up into it and have your phone charging while you ride. It's extremely versatile in how you have it angled. You can do what the hell you want with it. Considering the price, I think it was about a tenner, maybe less than that. Really, really good. Because I have this, I no longer need to use my car sat nav to get me around because I just use maps. It's perfect. Really good that was. Generic fork bag. You can see that Velcro's there. That's never moved an inch. Really good. I keep my socket in there. 12-volt socket, charge cable, and then when I'm riding I leave my wallet, keys, vape, that kind of stuff in there, because I'm a bit funny with keeping stuff like keys in my pocket as a ride, because if I were to fall off the bike, there is a small chance that a key could like penetrate my leg or something like that. If you're keeping it in your pocket and if you fall on your leg, there is a chance that a key could kind of go into your skin and cause serious damage. So it's just more comfortable to keep your pockets empty and keep stuff in there. So that's why I did that. Down here we have a aftermarket Suzuki chrome radiator guard. One of my favourite mods. The stock radiator is really ugly. It's just like a black plastic. And this really just improves the look of the bike. I think that was about 90 quid from Poland on eBay. So then you just need to drill a couple of pilot holes and run these bolts in to hold it on. Brilliant finish, no signs of rust or anything like that. It's been great. I really like that. Like I said, one of my favourite mods. Highway pegs. I think these were eBay or Amazon as well. Just clamp straight on here. You can clamp them where you want really. Again, the finish is held up extremely well considering they're not genuine Suzuki. They're just like an aftermarket part. So as I'm riding on the motorway, I'll kick this down with my foot, and then if I'm doing like lane splitting or something like that, I'll just put my foot underneath it, push it back up. Perfect. Little cheap plastic drink mount. Yes, it's next to the engine, so it's not ideal, but it's okay. Like if you're riding, the wind kind of stops the engine from making your drink boiling hot. Again, this hasn't moved an inch since I installed it. It just unclips here, wind it out and it'll come off. It's quite discreet as well, to be honest. I never really noticed it's there. Like when you're riding, you can't even see it from the riding position, but you can actually reach down and grab it from the riding position. So yeah, just a nice little creature comfort, I suppose. Looking along here, there's no other mods that I can think of on this side. No, I think that's it. Standard floorboards, V&H Cruzers, essential, I would say. The stock exhaust is just too quiet and boring, and big and heavy. It's extremely heavy compared to the V&H. Excellent sound, really happy with them. I'll just show you them towards the back. When I bought the bike, it did have this little scuff on it here, and then I've dropped the bike once or twice and caused them, but it's minor. You can't really notice it. So I think they look amazing on this bike. I mean, it's Vance and Hines. It's Vance and Hines, so you can't really go wrong, can you? Looking at the engine here, only mod I've really done is this chrome oil filler cap. The part number for this applies to a lot of Suzuki bikes, including, I think it's the GSX. I think I paid about a tenner for that, and looks a lot nicer than the crappy, like, cheap black plastic one you get. I've no doubt the finish on this will stay nice for years, just like the rest of the chrome on the bike. Standard air filter, didn't do anything with that. Trying to think what else. You would never even notice it, but I got some clear vinyl protection, which sticks here. You can see where it's lifted up a bit there. That's for when I have my keys in. They tend to swing and can cause scratches on the black plastic. I've since stopped doing that anyway though. I basically have the bike keys separate to all my other keys, so that's no longer an issue. In fact, now I've said that, when I've done this video, I'm going to peel that off because it doesn't look the best and I don't need it there anymore. So yeah. What else? Oh yeah, so we've got the Comfort Air seat cushion. One of my favourite comfort mods is essentially an Airhawk, but the British version. Can't recommend this enough. It's super comfortable, great for long rides. My arse is absolutely fine even after 8 hours of riding. Brilliant modification. Leather saddlebags. I can't remember the exact size of these, but I think they're about 30 litres each. Genuine leather, really good quality. They've held up really well. I do clean and condition them regularly as well though, so that's probably why they are in such good condition. They just throw over under the rear seat, and I've also got this net underneath and more of that clear vinyl to protect the paint. If I ever wanted to make it a single seater, I can. Yeah, these are just really nice, really happy with them. Rider's backrest. This is comfortable for longer rides, but I think it does spoil the look of the bike a little bit, but you can be the judge of that. I think that was from eBay, I can't remember. Just bolts onto the seat bolts. It kind of shares the same holes and the same bolts. Decent quality, had no issues with it at all. Sissy bar and rack, that came with the bike. I can't tell you anything more about it, but it's good for like camping. Just strap your stuff on there. Self-explanatory really. Got the rear fender chrome accent, kind of the same as the front. Again, I can't really tell you more about it because it came with the bike, so there it is. One of my other favourite mods is this thumb screw, so I replaced the normal bolt with this thumb bolt. So let's see if I can get under there. There you go. So you can just undo it and do it up to get under the seat. Way quicker and easier than having to get an Allen key out to undo it. So yeah, I'd really recommend getting one of those. I'd never be able to find you a link for that though, because I bought it so many years ago. I remember I had to measure the thread pitch and diameter and stuff to make sure I ordered the right bolt, so you're out of luck. What else? Yeah, little chrome thermometer. Just here. That used to be here, but the screen mounting hardware got in the way, so I just relocated it here and it's been fine. Doesn't move at all. So yeah, really nice finish. I think it's made in Germany if I remember right. It just holds on to the bar with a tiny little grub screw that kind of pinches up against the bar slightly. Really nice, I really like that. Saying that, I don't really use it much. I tend to just use my phone to check the weather forecast, and yeah, I just think it looks kind of cool. Maybe an analog clock would be better here, or maybe I could put one next to it. No, that would look shit. Yeah, I might replace that with a little analog clock. That'd be quite cool. I know there's a digital clock on the console, but yeah, pretty nice. If you want one, if you care about what the exact temperature is, then go for it. And I think that's about it. No, it isn't. 12-volt socket here, that's running to the battery and fused. There's the lid. That's essential really. You can use your tire inflator. I charge my phone, I charge my vape, all kinds of stuff. When the bike's in storage, I use the trickle charger there, and if you can see that red thing, that thing with the red tip on the end, that just plugs directly into this. Really simple, and it just keeps the battery topped up over the winter months. So yeah, it might not be the neatest looking thing, but it gets the job done. I tried to tidy it up a bit with a bit of felt tape there to make it look a bit more stock. But yeah, you need a power outlet on the bike, and because it's an old bike, it didn't come with one as standard. So yeah, they're really cheap as well. You can pick them up super cheap, like less than a tenner. And I think that is about it. So it's a bit of a mix of styling mods and creature comfort kind of mods, mainly for like touring, just to get the bike more comfortable for me, because I'm 5'11", and in its stock format I don't think it's the most comfortable bike for someone that tall, so these mods just transform the bike really. One more thing I did forget to mention. I think there were 2-inch risers. I imported these from America, which just lift the handlebars up a little bit more for a more relaxed and comfortable riding position. That was a good mod actually. I can't remember how much they were. I think they were about $30 or something like that, and I believe they came with new triple tree bolts and nuts. I remember it being a bit of a hassle to install, but it's going back a few years. You can see the bolts there. It's got like a locking nut, but yeah, it just raises the bars up, and as a result they go backwards a little bit as well. Good finish on them. They're haven't corroded or anything, so that's good. And yeah, I think pretty sure that's every single mod I've got on the bike. So yeah, as I said, I'll do my best to provide links in the description for where you can get a lot of these modifications, but as I said, some of them might not even exist anymore because it was going back quite a few years, some of the things I've put on here. So yeah, maybe that will give some C50 owners some inspiration as to what they want to do with their own bike to kind of make it their own. So yeah, that's it. Hope this helps.